Matisse is the MVP in my heart, but no one else thinks that. What's going on, guys? I'm Landon, and this is David. And guess what we're talking about today?
So there are three main guys in consideration for the MVP. The three finalists are Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, and Nikola Jokic. And I think this is probably the most contested MVP conversations we've had in a while. And I'm really excited to talk about this.
It's pretty rare that it's going into the award hasn't been announced yet, and it's weird that it's going into this, and I have no idea who it is. I mean, I could make a good guess, but I had no idea who it is between three guys. Well, I thought it was between two, and that's pretty common. But yeah,
between just I feel like it's even really common to have a unanimous guy, and last year I think it was pretty unanimous.
Yeah, not unanimous like Curry, but
really,
it's obviously
right.
Jokic.
But I think you can make a really good case for any of these three guys. So going into the season, Giannis was just high off of his finals MVP, and his finals win. And he didn't let off the gas pedal going into the regular season. His team had a lot of injuries like a lot of other teams, and they still were the 3 seed in the East. He was a monster within the 3-point line and on defense. And I think he's definitely the clear overall best defender out of these three players.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, it sucks to be honest. I think we've gotten used to his greatness, and it's not like MVP is it's nothing like Ghost and Proof.
Oh yeah.
But in a sense, it is if you're an all-star player and you go to full on one of the best players in the league, talented, and you have you have a breakout year kind of, you're gonna get a lot more attention. Giannis, his first MVP season, he went from that kind of all-star player, really dominant all-star, to
the best player in the league.
Who is this? Who is this kid? And yeah, I mean, Giannis, he's obviously, everyone knows his name now. And it's everyone's used to his greatness, but that is not a greatness that you get used
to. Moving on to Joel Embiid. His case for MVP was a lot better before the trade deadline, before they got Harden. But I think it's still really a good narrative that his team was the number 1 seed before the trade deadline. With Ben Simmons out, we didn't really have much help outside of Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris, who was really overpaid. Not a great player this season. But now with Harden, Embiid kind of took a small load off the offensive side of the floor while still being the league leader in points. So Embiid still has a really great narrative for that first half of the season, and I thought he was MVP until the trade deadline. But I feel like that narrative has kind of fallen off a bit, and he doesn't really have those stats over any of those other two players to say that he is the MVP, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think out of these three, definitely Embiid's bottom. In my personal opinion.
Right.
But I also think, one of the biggest negatives on Embiid in my mind is that he can't stay. He's not crazy. He's healthy. But, he just kind of gets random injury stretches throughout the season, and so it's too much. It's a little bit too much, so it's hard to have an MVP season,
right? Because
it's hard to have I'd love to see that stat of games played for the MVPs, because I imagine it can't be. It's definitely not under 7.
Oh, I've seen MVPs under 70. Giannis had played 67 games this year. Embiid 68, Jokic 74.
That's Jokic at 74?
Yeah.
That's an all-time low.
I know. I mean, last season was 72.
Did he get the C word?
No. He was hurt for 3 games.
Oh, I do remember that.
But then I don't know what the other 5 games
Did he
were.
get suspended for the?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And moving on to Jokic, he probably has the strongest narrative out of anybody. He led the Nuggets to 48 wins, with his second leading scorer being Aaron Gordon at 15 points per game. The Nuggets would not have made the playoffs without him. There's a lot of injuries on that team, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., so he kind of had to face that adversity and bring his team to the playoffs. They didn't do much in the playoffs, but he still brought them to a top 6 seed in the West. Also, the advanced stats love him. He leads the league in PER, win shares over 48, offensive and defensive, box plus minus, and value over replacement player. The only negatives with those advanced stats is that the defensive ones take into account rebounding, which he led the league in, so it can't really show his defensive impact, which is why Giannis is still the clearly better defensive player.
Yeah, I think another thing that I know I definitely fell into until David pointed it out to me, that I think a lot of people might fall into, is that the West is better record-wise than the East, and so yes, his team is 6th seed, but
there's still like two.
What's the difference between the Bucks?
I think it was like 3 games.
Yeah, like 3 games, and probably just as good as the Sixers. And so it looks like oh, the MVP can't be 6th seed, which I think is true. Or
generally that's the case.
Generally it's true, but when you're that close to like the 3 seed,
in another division.
And probably in their division.
In their conference, yeah, they're really close, yeah.
Then it's not really you're not really the 6th seed. I mean, it sounds so dumb, but you get it.
Yeah, they play a lot better than they look based on their seed.
If you look at the standings.
Right.
I imagine you're Jokic, right?
I'm definitely on with Jokic. I kind of fell in love with that advanced stat, and even though the defensive stats do take in rebounding, it's still undeniable that he still wasn't a liability on defense, unlike last year, and he's still leading the league in rebounds, very close on points. I feel like the stats back him up, his narrative backs him up. I think both those players are really close, but I think Jokic kind of takes that step over.
I think Jokic has his way in. I would love to see Giannis win it, just because I like Giannis, and I just like seeing, because I think in the league right now, Giannis is one of the all-time, he's the biggest all-time great, being formed right now. And I mean, I was a little too young to see LeBron fully, from his start to his finish of the career. He's not done yet, but you get it. I mean, but I like being able to see Giannis, and I can't wait till I'm a dad and my kids are talking. I'm back in my old day, I had Giannis and he won 6 MVPs, and I remember his 3rd MVP season in 2022, and back when the NBA was still a pure game and there wasn't a 5-pointer between the legs, half-court shot. Yes.
Exactly.
But back in my day, we just used to dunk the ball, even though I'm 5'7". Actually no, I'm gonna be 6'3" by then. But
sure.
Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think Jokic has this one, but I do, just because I think also the media's kind of been not leaking that, but
a lot of people have been disclosing their votes, and a lot of them are for Jokic.
If I had a vote, I would vote Giannis, but I think it's Jokic, and I think Jokic deserves it just as much as Antetokounmpo. So it's kind of I'm just doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo with that. So yeah.
Thank you for watching this video. Let us know what you think about the MVP conversation, who you have for your MVP, and what you actually think is going to happen. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.